We have no business going into the third quarter making corporations uber rich. After the year we've had, we could literally cripple this fucking country and bring it to its knees by canceling Thanksgiving and Christmas. Easily. They've been planning and projecting for this income since last year, previous years. They do these reports years out. They've been planning and plotting for you the same way that we sit around and be like, oh, I can't wait till I get my taxes in February, March. That's what they be saying. This is their taxes. And they be like, I can't wait for Christmas. We might slow down in the summertime, but Christmas, everybody's gonna let their fucking ego, their sense of competition, their consumerism overtake them. Everybody gonna be so fucking short-sighted and ready to just spend some motherfucking money. I don't give a... After the fucking year we've had, we have no business taking our money out of corporations like Target just to wait until November and December and give it all back to them. We have no fucking business. We have no fucking business pouring millions and billions of dollars into toy industries that don't give a fuck about our kids. We have no business making cheap foreign clothes producers uber rich. Like, we don't have no fucking business pouring large amounts of money into this economy. We about to, in the next month, kill millions of turkeys and chop down millions of fucking trees in the United States. We don't got no, like, we got the environmental capacity to just be chopping down trees. like, we just got it like that. Like, we don't have no fucking business. And nobody should have to say. Nobody, you shouldn't wait for somebody to call for a We've been calling for boycotts all fucking year. When did we start boycotting Target? We've been calling for boycotts all year. It's millions of people across this country that ain't stepped foot in a Target, a Starbucks, a McDonald's, just to name a few, all year. And guess what? Even if you don't participate in politics, oh, I didn't vote, oh, that doesn't apply to me. The way that our country is set up, you vote with your money. You never have to step inside of a booth to vote in this country. Everybody voted. It don't matter if you register. It don't matter where you live. Everybody fucking voted in November of last year. When you empowered corporations to fund PACs to back up these fucking bullshit senators and leaders and our current president, to perpetuate the nonsense that we going through right now. We fighting for fucking healthcare. We fighting to not spend our last to go to the doctor, to go to your primary doctor for a checkup. We're not even talking about cancer or other serious diseases. We're fighting for healthcare. All right, man. I really feel like I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs to the ceiling and nobody gives a fuck. I pray that this message reaches thousands, millions of years. We have years. We have no business continuing to make corporations rich. Necessities. All we should be buying right now is necessities. I'm wearing the same gym clothes I've been wearing for 2-3 years. My shoes is worn out. I'm not giving Nike no fucking money, bro. For what? They got billions of dollars. What do they need my fucking $56 for? No. Nah. Do what you want, but as for me and my house, I hope nobody expect this shit from me anyway, because it ain't happening.
Cyber Monday, Cyber Tuesday, whatever the fuck it is. Fuck them deals, bro. Everything you need, you got right now. We're going to cancel Christmas. Let's just do it. Okay. Collectively.
Okay.
What do we have to lose?
Nothing at all.
You literally have nothing to lose. You explain to your children what's going on in this country, man. Fuck that fantasy shit. Fuck that. We too far gone for fantasy, bro. This ain't no happy time in America. You know what my family used to do for Christmas? They used to keep traditions that came out of the South going. They used to give us apples and oranges for Christmas because that's sometimes all people would afford. And at some point, it was more so about a tradition of apple and oranges nourishment. You gifting somebody nourishment, something that's good for their body. Also, something that they was growing themselves. I come from that real South, nigga. I folks from Thomaston, Georgia. They got nigga day out there. You don't know nothing about that. I'm proposing a Black Friday blackout and we canceling Christmas. Because if you want, protest them with your time. Because we ain't all got time to protest. We do all got money. And a lot of y'all finna go in debt for Christmas, and then y'all gonna wait on them taxes to come back so you can get back on your feet. Fuck that. We telling our kids what's going on in this country. We telling our kids we are in the midst of being underneath a fascist regime. Tell your kids that we are on the precipice of real fascism. We are watching fascism take place in real time. When a nigga is deploying the National Guard on the streets, when they have ICE agents who can break any federal law, these ICE agents ain't got no body cams on. They're breaking the law. Mm-hmm. They got no knock warrants. They're getting paid buku money. They're hiding their faces. No, fuck that. We canceling Christmas. And at the top of the year, everybody should file exempt.
Ooh. Everybody files exempt for 6 months to June.
6 months till June. I'm dead ass. Y'all got to do something. And these are things that's very actionable. You don't need 100. You don't need it. Buy your kids some shit throughout the year. Stop putting all the emphasis of your parenthood on Christmas. Stop waiting till Christmas to show niggas you love them with gifts. Mm-hmm. Show niggas you love them throughout the year with time.
No SNAP, no EBT, no link. No food stamps. No SNAP, no link, no EBT, no food stamps for the month of November. And yes, the month that Thanksgiving is in. The federal government will not be issuing SNAP, link, EBT, food stamps in the month of November. And not only will they not be issuing it, they have made it illegal for your state to issue it. So if your state wanted to give you food stamps to feed your family, it would be against the law. It would be a violation of something called the Anti-Deficiency Act. Let that sink in. If your state gave you food stamps, it would be illegal. And all of this because the government is shut down. First, you furlough us. Then you fire us. Now we can't feed our families because you want to give tax breaks to your billionaire friends. But y'all are too big of cowards to say that part, right? So you're going to go around and tell the American people that Democrats are responsible for the shutdown because they want to give illegal aliens free health care. I call bullshit because that's what it is. And it's pretty easy to be debunked. It's just not true. If anything, Democrats want to give me health care, you health care. That's why I shut down. But they're not talking about that part because they're gaslighting us. Because they literally have the guns to our backs right now. They're holding the whole country hostage for their rich friends. So until Democrats break and agree to let them do whatever they want to do and give their billionaire friends all the breaks, rich people, all the breaks they can give them, you won't eat. 4,000 people got fired on Friday. I mean, Donald Trump is joking, calling Russ Vought the Grim Reaper. It's fun. This is fun to them. He said he's using this as an opportunity to purge people who didn't vote from him, from the government, from their jobs. It's not enough to retaliate against your political enemies, but now you got to retaliate against the whole country. I live in Chicago, and we are under siege right now. Under siege. And you have people saying, I don't care about no food stamps. I don't get food stamps. People should get a job. They should. Guess what? They had jobs. And Doge fired them. Remember? Elon Musk fired them. In the name of all that's good and white in America. In the name of DEI, fired these people. And it wasn't just jobs. They had careers. And they got fired. And then fast forward a few months. And now they're saying, I need help. I can't afford food. I need help. And you say they need to get a job. These are your frat brothers. These are your neighbors. These are people, you go to the gym with their kids, go to school with your kids. These are people who are a lot like you. And you can say they need to get a job. You can feel totally disaffected because it's not going to touch you, but it is going to touch you. If your neighbor is losing their job, chances are you're not far behind. And how about this? When you go to the grocery store, you get robbed because people ain't got food. You can't get an Instacart shopper. You can't get DoorDash. You can't get Uber Eats because those are the most dangerous jobs in a country full of hungry people. But it ain't got nothing to do with you, right? You better figure that out before it's too late. Because to tell you the truth, it's about to get real purgy out here. And that's exactly what they want.
Are you tired of your government being all in your pockets, trying to run your life, not trying to pay you your reparations? Well, join the biggest, baby, I said the biggest, join the biggest movement / boycott of 2025. So I know you asking yourself like, Lady Snoop, what's that? Well, let me tell you. This year, we're going to cancel Christmas on that ass. Now, first off, if you're melanated and you still celebrating these pagan holidays and you already know what these folks done did to your people, shame on you. To the rest of us that have not been drinking the Caucasian juice and you still got your right mind, I got an idea. This year for 2025, let's not just get one. Let's hit them all, or at least an attempt to. So what we can do, we're going to cancel Christmas 2025. No buying gifts unless it's from a black-owned place. No supporting no outside big corporations. And I say, hey, why stop at that holiday? I don't think we should celebrate Halloween and or Thanksgiving. And for New Year's, what you celebrating that for either? I say, this year during their holidays, we really hit them where it hurts. Since for this whole year, we all have been dealing with something on top of some, on top of some. Why are you going out spending your money and giving it right back to them? Nah, we gonna send a real message. The economic black dollar. Y'all hear me? I'm not even talking about the other races that want to join in. The economic black dollar during the holidays have driven this economy for a very long time. I say, remove that motherfucking dollar. Why are you giving your money to people that don't fuck with your kind? Go spend that dollar with somebody that look like you. If you Hispanic, you know I love y'all too. I don't care what nobody say. I got family that's Hispanic, so we in this together. Que paso? We boycotting this year. They done did so much to y'all. I know the fuck y'all not celebrating no holidays. I say, before I go, if we as a people, and what's up to all my Calications, that's my non-racist white folks. I see you, what's good? I know y'all going through a struggle too, like real quick. Shit, you motherfuckers been living 20, 30, 40 years on this earth, and you had the reality check of this world, out of this world. So trust me, it's a lot for us all. But let's boycott this year. If little Ray or little Lee or little Man asks what happened to their gifts, tell them, don't trip, baby, I got you. Right now, I'm going to teach you how to stand on business and how not to spend your money with people that don't like your kind.
Christmas is canceled at our house this year. A couple of months ago, we told all of our friends and family that we will not be buying gifts for anybody this year, and we will not be accepting gifts from anybody this year, so to not buy us anything. If you absolutely must spend money on us, you can buy us household supplies, or you can pay a bill. That is all we will be accepting. I just saw the first post of the season about gift ideas for the hard-to-buy-for person in your life. It's not even Halloween. Like, what? Like, why are we doing this every year? We don't need any of this shit. So we will still be like decorating for Christmas and going to Christmas parties and doing whatever Christmassy things, but just no gifts. And I think a lot of people should be doing this. And I actually know a couple people who are doing this, and I love the idea. So it's not too late to tell all your friends and family not to buy you shit.
Man, Santa's already canceled Christmas around here, man. Our kids already know. I say, hey, Santa's boycotting Christmas this year because of what's going on in America. Have real talks with your kids, you know? Set the precedents, man. It's real around here. Like, We really have to cut off spending. It's not even just for this administration. It's for the billionaires, man. These fools are literally firing people who are like close to retirement. And for what? The bottom line. But who runs and funds the machine, the money that they have in their pockets? Us, the consumers. Keep your money in your pockets. If anything, let's play a little bit of their game, you know? Take all the extra money that we're saving, put it in a high yield saving account. It's better than the pennies that you make in your regular savings account. You know, hell, even if you want to invest in an index fund, you know, like index funds have historically always brought back some type of gain, you know, in the past few decades, you know. Just hold it, put it under a mattress. Don't spend the shit. Trust, man. They will come begging. They'll be like, what do y'all need? Please, we need it. Look what we did to Kellogg's. When's the last time you went and looked at the cereal aisle in a grocery store? Buy 2 boxes, we give you 4 free. Before the CEO was talking shit, talking about we know things are tight. You can eat cereal for dinner, right? Look at Target. We literally say, you know what? We're not going to Target. We're not spending with you no more. And what happened? These fools are really trying to figure out and scramble from all the losses. So, once again, the collective we, cancel Christmas, spend time with family, be creative. We're doing a Secret Santa in the crib. There's 6 of us. We're going to put our names in the hat, and we're going to make gifts for one another. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be a great memory around a great cause. So, just some ideas, man. Santa's boycotting Christmas.
And while we're on task, go ahead and cancel Christmas. Go on and start that family chat and let them know that you're not exchanging gifts this year. Hopefully everybody in your family is on board. And I know you're thinking about the kids. Well, Facebook Marketplace. If you're going to buy something for somebody, buy something small and local. You know, support a small retailer. But it's going to be Red Friday for these folks this year. Someone called it that in my chat. It says it's not going to be Black Friday this year. It need to be Red Friday. And I agree 100%. Hashtag Red Friday. But it's a good opportunity to teach your kids that freedom ain't free. And it's a conversation that need to be had because, you know, somebody going to have to sacrifice and we're going to have to fight for this shit. So here we are. And those retailers, they're going to know. I know they're sitting on inventory from last winter. And guess what? They're going to have that same inventory next winter. It's like, seriously, let's do this. There were Christmases I had as a kid where my mom didn't have any money. She made a sweet potato pies, and that was fine. You know, they were good. We were just as happy. We were like, who's in Whoville? And I think that's how it needs to be. You know, if you want to do something, switch it up a little bit. Do some community service. Spend some time, you know, serving in a soup kitchen as a family. Donate some money to like a homeless shelter. Help somebody else this year. Do something that really counts if you're going to do something. But if you buy some, please buy something small and local. Don't give these retailers nothing. We're not spending money. October, November, December, they make a whole lot of money off of us. And here's the time to teach them. We're not spending no money. Red Friday, cancel Christmas.
After much conviction and revelation, my family and I have decided that we will no longer be celebrating Christmas. Christmas is demonic and a pagan tradition. And I know many of you might think, but it's Jesus' birthday. How is it demonic? Jesus was never born on December 25th. He was never even born in December. And before I get into the reasons why we are no longer celebrating, I just want you to know this was a little bit difficult for us because if anybody knows us, they know that we went all out on Christmas. My grandma was a Christmas Eve baby, so it was like in her blood. She would decorate, she would go all out. We would have holiday parties. I mean, I'm talking Christmas trees, real trees that we would decorate. The whole house completely decorated in lights, figurines and statues and snowmen and cookies and all these things. Like, people knew us when it came to the holidays, when it came to Christmas. We were that family that people talked about, and we loved it. Obviously, we didn't know what we were celebrating was demonic. We didn't know the root of the holiday because back then we didn't have TikTok, we didn't have social media, we didn't have the knowledge that we do today. And so just like the rest of the world, we blindly followed the traditions that were passed on from previous previous generations. And we just continue those practices and continued and continued and continued until finally God has been revealing to us we should no longer be celebrating this holiday. Over the past few years, it seems that always around the holiday times, God always strips us and takes a lot from us. So he put us into a place where we really couldn't even celebrate the holiday. And over the past couple of years, we've been wondering, is it because we were not meant to celebrate? Well, this year we finally decided we're not going to do it anymore. If you look at all of the Christmas traditions and what people do during this period, it all goes back to pagan rituals that were done by other nations, by other people to honor and celebrate their God. Christmas trees, decorating Christmas trees, putting on ornaments, putting on balls, it was used as a sign of an offering to the gods to show them, hey, we're giving you this in return. It was supposed to be used for fertility so that they would get pregnant, and it represented what you think it would represent, and they would put balls on it. And yeah, okay. People make gingerbread men and they eat gingerbread men. Gingerbread men stem from, they would make little pastries or cookies in the shape of little men, and they would eat them before they would offer this person as a sacrifice to their God. Hanging up stockings and putting gifts, it all stems from children would put carrots and straw in their boots, and they would leave it out for Odin, their God, because they said that he would come and visit them once a year. They would leave out the carrots and the straw for his horse for him to feed, and in return, he would give them little gifts in their boots, which you get the stockings. Mistletoe was also used as paganism to their God, to make their God happy. They would hang up mistletoe, and then they would all have fertility rituals, and in return, by making him happy, by letting him watch, hopefully he would give them children. And you could go on and on with all the different rituals that we do as a society today to celebrate Christmas. You can look all of this up yourself, to read for yourself, to see what you are actually celebrating by doing these practices. What we've come to learn on our journey and on our walk with God, getting deeper and deeper into truth, the more you know, the more that is required of you. God has been steadily leading us to him on this walk that we are currently on. And once you know something, you can't unknow it. And I know many people are going to say, but we're not doing it. We're not celebrating the way that they're doing it. We're not celebrating what they represented and what they did. It doesn't matter, because you're still celebrating their pagan traditions. You're still carrying on things that were passed down from them, from what they did with their gods, and you just changed it when you're still celebrating what they celebrated. Even though you think you're not doing anything wrong, it is still wrong. And believe me, we were the same way. We tried to justify, like, well, we're not celebrating, we're not doing this, but God was like, no. You are not to celebrate this. I did not tell you to have these festivals. I did not tell you to have these traditions. This is not from me. And when you are following God, you have to do what God tells you. You have to live for God. You have to put your old ways away. And this comes into play. Are you going to follow me? Are you going to give up your old life, become new and transformed for me? Are you going to still hold on to the things that I am calling you away from? Are you still going to hold on to the things that I've been telling you are not right? So this year, after going through so much in my life, I said, I'm to a point, I don't care, God. Like, I'm fed up with the life that I have been living. I'm fed up with going through trials and tribulations. I'm fed up with trying to do my own thing, live my own way, go my own way. I am completely surrendering everything. If I have to give up Christmas to get to my promised land, I am giving up Christmas to get to my promised land, because I am ready for some peace. After finally coming to this conclusion, tell me why, I was reading my word, and he was speaking and showing me, yep, this is the right choice. This is the right decision. In 2 Kings chapter 17, the Assyrians had just came over and taken over Israel's land and are now occupying the land. They talk about how they got there and lions are killing all of them because they don't know how to worship the God of the land. They don't know how to worship Yahweh. And so they were taught how to worship God, but they were also still worshiping the other gods that they were taught from their childhood. It goes on to say in 2 Kings 17:32 all the way down, they also worshiped the Lord, and they appointed from among themselves priests to sacrifice to the Lord on the hilltop altars. But they continued to follow the religious customs of the nations which they came. And this is still going on among them today, which it still is with us. They followed their former practices instead of truly worshiping the Lord or obeying the laws he gave to the descendants of Jacob, whose name was later changed to Israel. For the Lord had made a contract with them that they were never to worship or make sacrifices to any heathen gods. They were to worship only the Lord, who brought them out of the land of Egypt with such tremendous miracles and power. The descendants of Jacob were to obey all of God's laws and never worship other gods. For God had said, you must never forget the covenant I made with you. Never worship other gods. You must worship only the Lord. He will save you from all your enemies. But Israel didn't listen, and the people continued to worship other gods. These colonists from Babylon worship the Lord, yes, but they also worship their idols, and to this day their descendants do the same thing. And so though, yes, you might think, I'm not worshiping those gods, I'm not doing that, what are you talking about? You still are worshiping them. You're putting up these idols. You're putting up Santa Claus statues and figures, snowmen, gingerbread men, all these different figures in your house. You're setting up an altar with the tree and the lights, and you're still practicing these practices, these pagan practices that God never intended for his people to practice. If you are a true follower of Jesus, a true follower of Yahweh, I strongly and firmly believe that we as Christians need to stop celebrating this holiday. We can't continue to be like our parents, like our generations before us, just like the Israelites when they were in the wilderness. That old generation had to die out. They couldn't go to the promised land because they weren't following God. But the newer generation, they were able to enter into that promised land that God had declared because they did something new. God called them to be something new, to be something different, to do something different, and they did. And because of their obedience, because they weren't that former generation, they were able to enter into that promised land and see all that God had called for them to have. And I feel like God is calling us to be that new generation, to be that new generation that does the new so that we can enter and see the things that our generations before us have never seen before. I'm just sharing what God has been speaking to me and my family, what he's been telling us. You know, you can obviously still do what you want to do, but let me just tell you that you're either going to be all in with God or you're going to be out. You can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And ultimately, you're going to have to make that choice and that decision. And if you're not on that strong walk with God just yet, continue to lean into him, to learn with him, to grow in him. But as for me and my home, we shall serve the Lord.
Okay, I'm in. Christmas 2025 is hereby canceled. I'm not saying don't spend time with your family, but if 70% of America decided not to celebrate Christmas this year, and I'm talking no gifts, no travel, no decorations, no shopping, it would cause a massive economic shock and send a political and cultural message unlike anything in modern history. Christmas actually accounts for roughly 20 to 25% of annual retail sales in the U.S. If 70% of Americans stopped spending, that would wipe out hundreds of billions of dollars in economic activity. Those big box stores, e-commerce platforms, and delivery services would all see devastating losses. Companies like Amazon, Walmart, Target, Apple, and FedEx would take huge hits, likely triggering a stock market downturn. Investors would panic over lost holiday revenue. Some of those companies wouldn't recover. Airlines, hotels, and car rental companies, they rely heavily on holiday travel. Their bookings would plummet. America's consumer-driven identity is deeply tied to Christmas. It's not just religious, it's commercial tradition. A collective refusal to participate would feel like a national awakening, a rejection of the system that profits from distraction, debt, and emotional manipulation. And let's be real, you know who's actually benefiting from what the current administration is doing right now? Corporate America. It's time they felt the pain. What do you think?
Hello there, brothers and sisters. I really hope you're doing fine from whichever part of the world you're watching this from. If you're coming across the channel for the first time, please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share so that you can help me get to 5,000 subscribers. Now, on to our today's issue. I have seen some clips going on viral, especially on TikTok, about some Black Americans and also white Americans asking each other not to celebrate Christmas, not on any bad faith, but as a way of economic sabotage, so that they try and cut the spending and the money going to the government. As you've seen from the clips, most of these folks are crying due to inflation. Inflation is pretty much high in the United States right now. We have almost, people are not able to afford even the basic commodities like the price of groceries. The farmers in Arkansas are crying for funding from the government. There is a standoff between the government and, the different agencies, and, shutdown is looming. So the whole situation is tense, and people are not doing good. So majority of them are saying that there is no, as you've seen, they are saying that there is no need to celebrate Christmas. There is no need to pay taxes. There is no need to, put the money in the economy if indeed the government of the day that is headed by the orange man is not doing anything for their, for their benefit. So we all know that Christmas is always a time of love, a time of spending time with your family, gifting each other, and celebrating the birth of Jesus according to the Christian faith. And it's usually a good time, and yeah, people normally, at least you try and find something for your brother, for your sister, and stuff. So I'm not saying, or I'm not joining the campaign, but I think if things are not going the way they're supposed to be, then there is really no need of celebration. Celebration normally comes when when you have achieved something, or when things are going your way, then normally it calls for a bit of celebration. But here now is a situation whereby we have economic crisis, standoff, and all that. So there is really nothing to celebrate about. Yeah. So what do you think about this whole situation and this whole initiative? So let's have a chat in the comment section. Tell me what you think down below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.